Holy shit, you can tell I just woke up. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, and I had to make this video, okay? It's been over a month. I had to make a video. I promised myself, so no matter how I look in this morning, come here. I just had to, okay? Post says hi. As you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about taken for granted, right? When does it start? Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I will love you forever and ever. With the little bell notification, it will help me out a lot, and it will give you my videos right away, right when I put them out. I'll just tell you, okay? Or put it on your page, your feed. And this video is inspired by someone who left a comment on my one of my videos, or asking me to basically just questioning, okay, when does the actual taken for granted start? You know, because it seems like he liked me a lot in the beginning, but now this bullshit's going on. What's happening? And it comes down to two things, okay? Well, the second thing is a two-part thing, which I'm going to talk about that first. First off, I want to say it's not. I'm going to contradict myself here. It's not your fault. It could be a lot of things that the guy does. He could be an asshole. He could be a player. He could be not looking for a relationship, commitment issues. He can have. I mean, it could be whatever. Okay. But my job is not these. Mike Chandler Bing when he's like what? But it's not about. We're not talking about this guy over here. Okay. My videos to women. Women tell me all the time, why don't you make videos for guys? Or why do you always talk about guys or attack women in your videos and not men? Because men aren't watching my videos. 99% of my viewers are women. Who gives a fuck what the guy, what I say to men? But we can already establish that the guy's an asshole. Okay, great, awesome, whatever. But from the woman's perspective, I always say, it's guys do what they do to women for two reasons. One, because you let them, and two, he thinks he can get away with it. Okay, that's just the truth. That doesn't mean he's a bad guy or that you're too eager or available or clingy or whatever. That's just nature, okay? Again, the guy can be an asshole, but, from your side, this is what happens. Now, where does this actually start, the taken for granted thing, the taken advantage of? And it comes down to the fact that he may not be on the same page as you. And again, just because he doesn't want a relationship doesn't mean he doesn't like you, and vice versa. Just because he likes you doesn't mean he doesn't want a relationship. But if he's not on the same page as you, and he can tell you're really digging him, then from an evolutionary, psychological, social, constructionist just mindset or perspective, he's going to take advantage of it, right? Your job as an organism is to survive and reproduce. Okay, to survive, one of the strategies was having advantages over people. Now that makes it sound like I'm taking advantage of you. That's not what it is. I mean, that's kind of what it is, what he's doing. But from an evolutionary perspective, that was just a normal, everyday thing, and people do it all the time. If you can get out paying rent, you would, but at the same time, someone else would have to be paying that rent. Rent just doesn't disappear. That's just human nature. It's what we do. Okay, like it or not, just because someone's trying to get an advantage over something or someone doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person. It is human nature. Look at things. I tell women all the time, stop looking at things from an emotional and moral standpoint. Start looking at it from a logical, psychological, evolutionary perspective. You're going to get a lot further with men if you look at things that way. However, if he's not on the same page as you, okay, again, doesn't mean he doesn't like you, but if he's not on the same page as you, but he could tell you're really fucking digging him, he might take advantage of it. That's just human nature. That's where it comes from, okay? It's the fact that, okay, well, I'm not really looking for anything, but I could tell she is. I like her. I mean, she is cool. She is fun. But I just can't commit. But if she's going to keep investing her resources into me, time, energy, effort, money, things like that, then of course I'm going to go along with it, okay? Again, doesn't mean he doesn't like you, but that is what happens. Now, a lot of the times women will say, well, what the hell? That's not fair to me. I agree. It might not be, but I mean, that's just what happens, ladies. That is what happens. That's how the cookie crumbles. If you don't like it, then I would say you cut the guy off. But a lot of women, I had a couple clients yesterday where they just can't. It's really hard for them to do that, which I totally understand. right? I mean, a lot of people, they wear their heart on their sleeve. I totally understand that, but this stuff does happen because of it. I always tell, again, because you let him, and two, he thinks he can get away with it, okay? So, okay, we can establish, first thing is to establish if this guy's an asshole or not. Is he doing this because he's a player, or does he have commitment issues and he truly does like you and he just can't commit? Now, but I've had both clients yesterday. I had a client where I don't think the guy, who was talking to her was that bad of a guy. He just had commitment issues and stuff from his past where he didn't want to commit or he couldn't commit. And then I had girls who were just being played like a violin. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is establish that. Then you have to establish, okay, if doesn't matter which one he is, you just need to know for your reference or your view. Then you need to establish, okay, am I being taken for granted because I am not willing to draw that line and establish what I want because I desire the guy so much that I fear losing him. Again, the guys usually take advantage of this when the girl becomes too eager, too interested, too available, to this, to that, whatever, and she's investing a lot of her resources into him, even though he's established I can't commit. She's still doing it. Okay, and again, if he has commitment issues, that's one thing. I still think guys can have or really, really like a girl, even love a girl, despite committing to her because of certain issues. I know because I used to go to a therapist for it. Okay, but at the same time, there are a lot of guys out there who have who are just assholes, okay? But it usually comes down to two things. If the guy's not 100% on the same page as you, and again, that could be more psychological, that he's something he can't help, that he might need to help get fixed, or it could be he's just a piece of shit. And then the second thing is when you're investing resources in the guy, despite you knowing this, you're still investing resources in it. So basically he's having his cake and eating it too. So why would he stop it, right? Again, it comes down to advantageous behavior, advantages, survival, reproduction. Your job as an organism is those two things. So, to survive, you're going to want advantages. And it has been proven time and time again that we like people, not just based on emotion, but the assets that we get from them versus the liability. So if you offer a lot to me, in my life, or you're more of a benefit and you're more of an asset, again, than a liability, I will want you around. Whereas if you're just a liability and you're just draining my resources, then, well, what the hell? I'm not about that. Okay, so it comes down to those two things, ladies. Again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I will love you forever. And the bell. I need to make more videos. I say that all the time. I'm going to try to make 3 a week. Again, I say that all the time. Even once a week, you'll probably be happy. I love you, ladies. Take care, and peace.